Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I am here today with my Beauty A to Z Project Pan update. To a bit of my surprise, I actually have two empties. This one's not a surprise. It's the Ulta Plumping Lip Oil. I had this in for you. Makes sense. I was up to here last time, and it really wasn't anything to use it up. I cannot seem to get this last little bit out even if I yank out the stopper. So I think I already yanked out the stopper. Oh, I shoved it back in, I remember now, because it's not sitting in there quite right. So I got out what I could. I'm very happy about that. It's another lip balm, lip oil type thing used up for the year, which is awesome. And the one that surprised me, I haven't even shown this since the intro because I hadn't used it until this past month. It is for eye. It is the Indie Lee Soothing Cleanser. I actually used this to wash my makeup sponge because I found I didn't like the smell of it, and I know probably using it to wash for a makeup sponge doesn't sound like a great way to use it if you don't like the smell of it, but that used it up a lot quicker. So I mean, it was all the way full when I entered it, when I put it in the project, but now it is done. A little mini cleanser being thrown on the floor, but out of my collection. And I have started using, I think, 2 more products since last time. Well, one I had used it a tiny bit, but now I've like actually used it for the month. And another one I just started really using last month. But starting from the top, first for A is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. I made a little bit of progress, but it's an eye primer. They take forever. Even this little bitty doodad right here. So I like it fine. I have no problem using it. I'm just gonna keep using it until it's done. For C, I have the Be a Bombshell Smooth Criminal Powder. Now, I don't particularly like this all over my face. It gives me a major white cast, which you would think wouldn't show up that bad on me, but it really did. So I just moved to using it under my eyes, which means it's gonna take me all year to finish now. But that's fine. It went from 16.8 to 16.7 grams. So I mean, it's still basically all there. I might get desperate if it's not looking like I'm gonna finish it by the end of the year and just sucking it up and putting it on my face. Maybe using it with a too dark foundation if I can find one in my collection. We'll see. Maybe that will help balance out the white cast a little bit. We'll see when the time comes. For D, I have the Dalba First Serum Spray, and I finally took off the old marks from another Project Pan. If you're wondering how to do that, rubbing alcohol works best, but nail polish remover works okay. You still kind of see where they were, but it removes them enough to make things a little more clear. I did get some good progress on this last month because I was actually like using it and not using a different serum. Now, if I keep that progress, I could probably finish this in another 2 months, but we shall see. For E, I have the e.l.f. Supertone Toner. I ended up introducing another toner in a different Project Pan, so progress on this is not super fast. I'm using a different toner in the morning, and I'm using this at night. Because it is a little bit of an exfoliating toner, I figure if I'm going to use it once a day, probably better to use it at night. Although this is not super strong, so you could easily use this twice a day, or I normally did fine. It exfoliates with AHA and fruit acid. That's what it says on the bottle. I do really like that. Next for F is the Lipstick Wing Lipstick in Frog Prints. Despite wearing this like 8 times, because I do keep track of what I wear when, at least I try to. This hasn't actually moved on the paper at all. I think I've just gotten like a big slant on it. Right now it looks a little crazy. I mean, more so than usual because it's actually what I'm wearing today. You can't really tell because I popped it on top of a red lip liner and then had a little bit of a red lip gloss on top. Because I'm not currently panning a red lipstick anymore. I finished something that I was panning for that. So a little bit of a spoiler alert there for a different Project Pan, but it'll be fine. But because this isn't really pigmented, especially because I'm not putting it directly on my lips, which is where it gets the like, it's a pH changing to, it's a pH lipstick that changes like to your specific pH or whatever. It just turns like a bright pink on most people. Because it's not getting that direct contact, it's not changing as much, it's not really showing up much at all if you put it on top of a lip liner. So I've just been kind of using it as my substitute red lipstick to go ahead and get it used up rather than starting to pan another red lipstick just yet. If that makes any sense. Next is my Benefit Hoola Light Bronzer for H. Here's what it looked like last time. And exciting news, I hit pan. I hit some pretty good pan too, actually. So I'm very pleased about that. That's a big dip going on in the middle, so I'm sure I will expose quite a bit more pan next time. I might even need to repress it by next time. If I do, I'll take a picture before I repress it. But yeah, really excited about that. I give this another 2 to 3 months and it'll probably be done, which is awesome. Although a little sad because I've actually grown to really like this shade as a bronzer because I'm wicked pale. Something light works a little bit better for me, although I can make darker bronzers work. I just have to go a little bit lighter with them. That one I don't have to be as careful with. That's what I really like about it. So I really want to find like a cruelty-free dupe of that shade. I'm sure I can. I just need to like sit down and do it. Next for J is my e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. Now, I only used this like once in the past month. I was using up something else. So its weight only went from 26.2 to 26.1. Not a lot of progress there, hopefully, but I finished using what I was using, so I'll get back to that. By the way, the Benefit, its weight went from 11.9 to 11.3. Which, how much product is actually in here? Yeah, it's only got like 2.6 grams in it. And I've already used like 2 grams according to my weight, 1.9 technically, so I really don't have a lot of that left. Now I'm sure a little bit more comes in it than the strictly 2.6 grams because that happens a lot with cheek products somehow. But yeah, I'm definitely getting close on that. Next is something that I just started using for the past month, but I've gotten some decent progress on it. It is the Elizzavecca Milky Piggy Lotion. This is technically a like slimming lotion. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a body lotion. I can only stand to wear this on my legs though because the smell is really weird. It smells like milk. And I like to drink milk. I'm actually a huge dairy fan. I don't want to smell like milk. It's weird. Thankfully, there's not actually a lot of product in here. I looked it up because everything on here is in Korean. I can't read a freaking word of it, unfortunately. But it only has like 3.3 ounces in it, something like that. Like, it's really not a lot, but it's supposed to be, you know, for like slimming and using after you work out, stuff like that. Its weight went from 133.5 grams to 106.8. And it looks like it's gotten a little mixed up, but it looks like it's about down to here now. And it's a little green because I did mix a highlighter in it. It was a green liquid highlighter, actually. But yeah, that is a weird smell. I don't get it. Now, next for R is my Sunday Riley A Plus High Dose Retinoid Serum, or for Retinoid, or for Riley and Sunday Riley if you want to go there. But a little bit of progress. This is something that typically I only use about every other night. And I was using up something else last month that I didn't want to mix them, honestly. So I didn't know if it would do something crazy to my face or not. My face, I mean, it turns red if you touch it, but other than that, it's not particularly sensitive to anything. But I don't want to find out the hard way that, say, mixing a retinoid serum and it was the Goldfaden MD needleless serum thing, that mini that I had. I wanted to use that up since I do have a full size of it now. I didn't want to find out that mixing those two products did something insane to my face. So this didn't get used for about 2 weeks and then I started using it again. But hopefully next month there is a little more progress in that. It looks like it's way lower. That's the color of the bottle, by the way. That's not just product. I have to shine a light into that to see where it is. Next for S is the Sorma Brow Lift Pencil. I will insert my paper progress over here. Slow and steady with this one. I'll finish it by the end of the year, but I don't know exactly when that's going to be. It might be the end of the year. Which I have that one, and I have one more kind of brow, like eyebrow highlighter pencil. And that one's a mini that I got in an Ulta Advent calendar. That's the word I'm looking for. So I don't think that one will take me quite as long. And then I will be out of those and we'll be pretty happy because I can't really tell the difference between when I use it and not, honestly. Like I use it under my brows and I actually use it in my inner corner to kind of help highlight there too. But I don't really see a difference one way or the other. And finally, for X, I have my NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. Thank you, Danny, for telling me how to get the pump off of this. But now it's actually, I can actually see through it, so I don't need to do that just yet. But because this is actually one of my favorite foundations, I'm glad that I now know how to get the pump off, which, by the way, in case you have this and don't know, because I complained that this thing just twists. It doesn't like come off. But what she said was twist it to the side where you can get like an angle right here, and then you kind of pop it off with like a butter knife or something like that, which I want to do that the least amount of times possible in case I happen to break it. So, especially now that it's actually showing progress, I don't really want to fool with it. But here are my marks. Got some good progress in the last month, so I think this will be done unless I wear makeup even more next month, which I wore it like 15 times in March, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot for me. If I could bump that up, I might be able to finish it quicker, but I'm thinking some point in May is when I will finish this, going by just that amount of progress, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that. But it's just fun to finish stuff up faster. And I especially say that because I don't think I will have any empties next month now. Having the cleanser become an empty surprised me. But at the same time, so far, I have 6 empties. So it's not like I need to empty something every month. It's just more fun that way. I will say though, next month, I think at least 1 or 2 more things will come into usage. My Neutrogena eyeliner, which I haven't shown since the beginning, that should start coming into rotation. Oh yeah, my Purlisse Watermelon Energizing Aqua Balm should come into rotation because I'm going to finish my moisturizer soon. So I'm pretty happy with just the fact that I'm starting to introduce more things as we're going along. So that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you later. Bye.